to or not, it's for him. It's been allotted for him. Here's the good news. God cares enough about us that he will prep us, Sister Jeannie, for the affliction so that it doesn't come on us unaware. Okay, he says this. God, I feel you tonight. Okay, in 1 Peter, this is what happens when we spend time with him. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12, he says, and think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
That's good.
Yeah, he said, don't sit around here and look bewildered. Yeah, don't be flustered and puzzled when the challenge comes. He says it was going to come because of who you're connected with. But the 13th verse says, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, so that when his glory shall be revealed, it's going to be revealed in you. Yes. So here it is, Sister Thompson. Awesome. I can't sit there and mope and cry because I didn't get the job I just applied for. I got to realize, well, God, if you shut that door, it must be a door greater for me. So I'm going to rejoice until my real door shows up. I'm going to thank him before it comes because I know he got to show up.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Yes, yes.
So I'm praising him because I know, Brother Evans, he's got to show up.
Yes.
But Paul says we got it twisted because, sisters, we still crying over the burden. And God said it's not even the burden that I'm looking at. Because for real, the burden is nothing to God. It's in my response. He's looking at how do you respond when the burden that he already knew was coming, and he told you about it before anyway. How do you respond when it shows up? What's my response when my boss talked crazy to me today? What's my response when the kids literally got on every nerve and then picked new nerves to get on? What's my response when my husband seems like he's in Cuckooville this week? What is my response when my wife has begun to cause not only my hair to gray, but to also fall out? What is my response? God says, I already knew she was going to be crazy. I already knew he was going to be nutty. I already knew the kids won't do their homework. I already knew your person was going to steal from you. I already knew your boss was going to talk about you. What I'm looking for is what you're going to do.
Your response. Yes, sir.
What's your response?
Good teaching.
So if my response is my definition for understanding, God is for me.
Yes, sir.
Help me tonight,
That's good.
Jesus.
Bring it back.
So when the opposition comes, my response is, God is for me.
In the midst of it all.
When the rejection sticker comes, God is for me.
He's still for me.
He's for me.
Yeah.
When the promotion says deny, God is for me. When everything goes haywire, God is for me. He says, I'm looking to see your response because I'm giving you the answer, Sister Lipscomb. I'm going to show up anyway. But how fast I show up is based on your response. You're catching it now. So if I'm going to continue to cry over the milk that's being spilled, God going to give me the grace to clean it up and let it be spilled again. Then he's going to give me the grace to clean it up and let it be spilled again. Until I say, oh, God, you're for me. Next time I clean it up, he going to put it in a cup that don't spill. Y'all catch that. So I got to look at what my response is, Minister Black. So yes, I can't be blinded by what I'm looking at. But I got to continue to keep my eyes on the one that's looking for my response.
Wow.
You know, let me give y'all I'm going to give you a practical illustration. And, you know, if you're honest enough tonight, you'll say, yeah, I do that, or I seen that, or I can see that. When something weird happens, let me throw it out like this. When something weird or out of order happens in the church, who's the first person people normally look at?
Yes, every day.
The pastor. Okay.
That's right.
So check this out. Something crazy happens. Right? Something out of order, something weird takes place. All eyes don't go to the weird person anymore. Please follow me on this.
Yeah, I see it.
But the eyes come to the one that's going to respond to it.
I see it. I see it.
Even though out of order is happening in the corner, eyes have shifted to the preacher. Help me here. God says the same way you can ignore the out of order person to look to a leader in the flesh. How come we can't ignore the burden we face and look to the God in the spirit?
That's good teaching. Good teaching.
Somebody come in here tonight and they start saying some crazy stuff that's not really sound doctrine. I'm going to see eyes cutting at me. How pastor going to respond to that?
Yeah.
Well, pastor going to keep his face. I'm going to deal with him out of the scripture. Hallelujah to Jesus. I'm going to let him know, son, sir, ma'am, lady, yeah, you're off. But the reality is, Black,
Yes, sir.
we're not even paying attention anymore to the one causing the problem.
No.
Our attention is shifted to the one that's going to give an answer.
Good teaching.
That's all God looking for, Black.
Good teaching.
For us to stop Sister Brooks looking at our problem so much, magnifying how big it is. He says, look to the one that's looking for your response.
Yes.
I'm looking to see. God says he's looking to see how you're going to respond when he permits certain things to happen in your life. When he lets the devil come try you. How are you going to respond? When he allows the hardship to come visit you. How are you going to respond? When he allows the deplorable instance to happen. How are you going to respond? See, he wants us to be a source of strength and not be blinded by our burden. Blinding is the lack. Oh, that's real good. Okay. I didn't even know I wrote that one down. Okay. Blinding is the lack of temptation. Okay. But blinding is, let me read it the way I got it written down. Blinding is the lack of prevailed temptation. That comes against our faith. I'm going to make that make sense in a minute. The lack of prevailed temptation, which means when I'm blinded, blinding simply means that I've now allowed temptation to be prevalent in my life and it's caused me to take my eyes off my faith. Okay? So blinding is simply temptation that's prevailed. So I was really saying the lack of looking at it. So let's just use this. Blinding is when prevailed temptation against our faith. That's what it means to be blind. You simply had prevailed temptation. Temptation got the victory and it's caused your faith to be blind. 2 Peter chapter 1. I can quote that one too, but I want us to see it. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 9. 2 Peter chapter 1. Teaching tonight on it's in our response. Trying to get us to understand that God is for us. That in fact, God, he allows things, he either purpose or permits things to happen in our lives. We're guaranteed he's always going to show up. He doesn't want us to be blinded by the burdens that we see. I'm talking about blinding right now. Okay, blinding is simply when temptation prevails and comes against my faith. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 9. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 9. In the context of 2 Peter chapter 1, you see that God gives Peter the wisdom to write concerning certain attributes or certain things that need to happen as we're growing in God. The fifth verse, he kicks off really the subsection here. I'm looking at verse 9, but I got to give you verse 5. The fifth verse, he says, besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue. So the first thing I got to realize, Sister Lipscomb, is whenever I'm getting ready to combat blindness, the first thing I got to do is start adding to my faith.
This is good.
Whenever I'm getting ready to have to combat blindness, and blindness is simply the prevailing of temptation that comes against my faith. So whenever, just give you like this, whenever I've got to overcome temptation, the first thing I got to do is add to my faith. Okay. Okay. So when I'm trying to get over a situation, trying to get over a person, trying to get over a hurt, trying to get over a disappointment, before I can get over it, the first thing I got to do is add to my faith. Okay. Pastor, how do I add to my
Yeah,
faith?
go ahead.
Okay, thank you for asking. The Bible says this, a common definition. Perhaps we can quote this at some point in our lives, especially at this church. Hebrews 11:1, says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So Sister Evans, when I'm adding to my faith, I've got to be able to tap into something I can't see and encourage where I'm trying to go. Okay. I got to tap into what I don't see. Okay, so if I'm trying to get over a hurt, what I see is hurt. So what I don't see is peace. Right. So I got to be able to tap into peace because I don't see it to encourage me to get over the hurt that's in front of me. So I add to my faith, check this out, by tapping into the thing I don't see, which will be the opposite of what I see.
That's good, sir.
So if anger is what I see, I got to be able to tap into love in order to be able to get over the hurdle of anger.
That's good, sir.
But before I can do it, check this out, I got to see it before I can do it. Okay. Okay. I was riding in Concord today. Every time I'm riding in Concord, Evangelist, I'm looking and I'm listening to see what God is saying. And I saw right here on Concord Parkway, Brother Evans, where they've done a massive clear out. I see all this open space right off of 85. Where they got the overpass being redirected and all this stuff. There used to be a lot of trees and stuff over there, Sister Foster. And I saw all this clear space. And I said, wouldn't it be interesting if our building was right there off the exit? I mean, it just seemed like it was so right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and I said, well, Lord, are you trying to tell me something? He still ain't answered me from 3 o'clock today. But I could see it, even though it wasn't there.
You saw it.
Okay. So I got to be able to see what I'm trying to overcome before it shows up. All right? So, Brother Foster, when I'm trying to see something, that means I got to now tap into the part of me, check this out, that lives in the unseen. Okay? There's a part of me, Sister Thompson, that lives in the unseen. Okay? That part of me is called my spirit. Okay? The spirit is the part of me that's always a victor. Help me tonight. The spirit is the part of me that's always an overcomer. The spirit is the part of me that's already resting and rejoicing in heaven. I've got to be able to tap into my heavenly self.
Yes.
To let my natural self overcome what's in front of me. Okay. So I gotta be able to tap into the place of me that's perfect.
Talk to us.
I gotta be able to tap into the place of me that cannot be changed by what it sees. I gotta tap into the victorious me and tell the victorious me to encourage the soulish me that's having problems with what's in front of me. So I gotta add to my faith by touching that man.
Yes.
Okay. So when I'm adding to my faith, that means I give myself an internal pep talk. I tell the natural me that the spirit me got us in this. I tell the flawed me that the perfect me already sees me overcome. I tell the janky me that the best me already sees me on another level. I tell the inquisitive me that the sure me got me where we need to be.
Wow.
So I got to add to my faith by tapping into levels of myself that I don't even know exist. Because check this out, Sister Jeannie, I don't even know the name of my spirit. Help me tonight, Jesus. Bible says when we go to heaven, Sister Lipscomb, we got a name, a new name. Like, I don't even know what my new name
Come on,
is.
Pastor. That's the most preachable.
So I've got to let the unknown me
That's preachable.
tell the real me what to do to get over this
That's
situation.
good, sir.
I don't even know his name. But I got to talk to him real fast.
Better do it.
And I need him to talk back to me. So I can add to my faith. So, all right, he says, got to add to my faith. And then I do these things. Here it is, verse 9, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 9. He says, but he that lacketh these things, those things in verses 5 through 8, knowledge, virtue, temperance, patience, good godliness, brotherly love, charity, all that stuff. He says, he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and have forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. So here it is. Blinding serves as a reminder of the me I used to be. When I get blinded, by a temptation, or when I get blinded by an issue, the blinding means that I forget that I've already overcome this in the spirit. I forget that I'm already free from that addiction. I forget that I'm no longer connected to that same foolishness. Blindness, the blinding of my faith, allows me to go back to the place God delivered me from. I'm teaching tonight is on my response. And I want to make sure we get now. I'm going to try to connect the dots the best way I can. But what God is trying to say is when you get blinded, Minister Black, you respond like the old you.
Wow.
When you get blinded, Sister Thompson, you respond like the you were before you met God. When you're blinded, you respond based on what used to be comfortable and what used to be your way of living. Blindness. If I respond in blindness, check this out, I shouldn't even expect to see God because I'm blind. If I respond based on my used to, if I respond based on what I was, if I respond based on who people thought I really was, then what I'm doing is I'm allowing myself and God to see that this area in my life I'm blinded to. And because I'm blind, even though he shows up, which he guarantees, I can't see him. You know what? There are things, I was talking to Sister Barton Knight earlier today, and she said something, we were talking about some other stuff, but she made mention about invisible fences. And I'm like, that's good. Use that tonight. But I ain't really know how until just now. So, all right, Pastor Hinton, right, we don't mess with dogs.
Amen.
Not really my thing. I told Deaconess Black the other day, I said, King, that's about my max. Now, King is probably, I don't know, 6 inches. I don't know how tall King is. He's little. That's about it for me. Deaconess Wells got a dog that's 7 pounds that she can hold in her hand. That's my comfort zone right there. Amen. So, we got neighbors, Mr. Black.
Yes,
now,
sir.
4th of July was yesterday, and the neighbor, he has a boxer that's like 85 pounds or so, Sister Dukes, and me and the dog, we ain't really on that level. So first day I went in the house and I heard Mr. Black this bark that didn't sound usual to me. So I peeped out the window, and Brother Kanye, the neighbor, has one of his boys over there that bought his dog. Now, even though I don't like dogs, I do know about dogs, who is a bull mastiff. Now, his dog, the neighbor's dog, 85 pounds, about yay high. Well, the bull mastiff is probably 200 pounds, about yay high. Okay, my fence is about yay high. Something don't add up. So of course, niggas say I stayed in the house. Okay, but this is the point I'm trying to make about the invisible fence. Okay, so even though it's a real fence back there, so we ain't got to worry about invisible stuff. I ain't taking no chances. But what God was showing me was when I'm blind, okay, when it's an invisible fence around, even though the protection is there, I can't see it. Because my blindness or my fear has made something become invisible. So I can be walking, which has not happened, and I thank God for it, but I can be walking past a yard that's got one of them kind of dogs in it. And because I don't see the fence, because it's invisible, I don't know it's there, I don't even know I'm safe. But because fear has caused me to be blind, I won't go out and enjoy because of what might happen because of what I can't see. All right, Pastor, give me some understanding. So God is saying, even when I've allowed there to be these temptations, these afflictions to come to your life, I've created a fence around it. It's invisible when you're letting fear blind you.
That's right.
And because it's invisible, you paralyzed. You scared to move because I don't see the protection around me. And God said, when you get the blindness off, I'll let what's invisible become visible to you. So that even though God is there the whole time, Sister Stoops, I'm missing him. Because fear has crippled me to say, that dog can come get me anytime he wants to.
That's good.
Even though it's protection all around me. I don't even have a clue it's there. because I'm free. You got something you want to say, Sister Lucy?
Oh, you were saying that the scripture, 2 Peter
Yes.
1 verse 9, it goes on to say, and but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off.
Can't see it far off?
The fence is far off.
Yes.
You can't see it.
Can't see it.
Even though it's there.
It's there, but I can't see. Oh, that's good preaching. It's there, but because it's not within my immediate sight,
Can't touch it.
I'm
That's right.
blinded to what's really there.
Yes, sir.
So what God is really trying to get us, and maybe now I'm starting to get it a little more clear why he had me start in Habakkuk. Okay, so what he's trying to say is, even when he's giving you visions and ideas,
Come on, sir.
his desire is for you to walk those out because he's got you covered. But when I let fear cripple me, it blinds me from the covering God had for me the whole time. That's where my faith got to kick in. To say, even though, Sister Akasha, I cannot see how this t-shirt business can spun into anything beyond me making some shirts for people I know. God says, I want you to be willing to step out and get a production team. Help me tonight, Jesus. Because when I show God that level of faith, he'll cause me now to come up to the place I met him at. I told my wife this the other day. I said, well, I don't even know if I told her. I thought about it, and I probably didn't tell her. So I'm telling her now when I tell everybody else. Amen. I was sitting there digging his wells, and I said, God, now, I already know. God already spoke on my life and be a millionaire. So I already know that's going to happen. That's settled. They ain't even, I'm over that. But I looked at my life, Sister Foster, and I said, man, it's going to be kind of scary. Because the reality is this, Black.
Yes, sir.
I'm really living now where I would live as a millionaire.
Wow. Yes, sir.
I don't think we can.
Go and talk it. Yes, sir.
So my faith has pushed me to a point to let my lifestyle match where my money is headed. Faith tells you to go and let your money catch up to you.
That's awesome.
I'm driving what I would be driving as a millionaire. I'm living, I might not necessarily be living in the house, living in like a type of neighborhood I would live in when I become that. So I said, God, this is interesting. Because, we doing okay. I ain't bankrolling yet. We doing all right. And I said, well, God, this is going to be real interesting when you take me there because I feel like I'm already living where I was going. So I might just be buying houses just to buy them. Because I ain't even a fraction of where I'm going.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Maybe that's too deep on another level. I'll teach that to folks that really got faith. Okay, so we can't be blinded. Lord help me. We can't be blinded by the burdens, okay? I told you this earlier, and I want you to keep this in mind. Tribulation, in case you came in late, tribulation will always show up in the life of the believer. It's a guarantee. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you were a ranked sinner, and then you came and gave your life to Jesus Christ today. The same issues you would have faced as that ranked sinner, you're going to face as a child of God. Here's the difference. Now I got help to get me over it. You're going to go through whether you're saved or a sinner. It's life. Pastor, where are you getting that from? Thank you for asking me. Jesus said it, words in red, John 16:33. He says, in this world, ye shall have tribulation. You're going to have it. But be of good cheer. I've overcome the world.
Yes.
So the idea is, Sister Brooks, when I was going through as a sinner, I didn't have the overcomer working for me.
How about that?
But when I go through as a saint, I've now got the overcomer working on my behalf. You're going to go through. So don't get discouraged. Don't feel like, oh, I ain't have financial problems until I start tithing. No, you had real financial problems before you started tithing.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Yeah, let me come pick that up real quick, just in case folks get to thinking, oh, I'm writing these kind of checks to the church. I ain't gonna never have no money. No, your money would have been negative had you not been a tithe.
That's
Wow.
right.
Yeah?
And when people really get to a place, Evans, that they understand the tithing ain't to put pastor in a nice house or car, but the tithing is to make sure God continues to bless my money, they'll begin to understand that the stuff I got now is connected connected to me being a tither.
Amen.
You got current?
Sister Cheryl
Right
said
now.
something one night, man. That thing blessed my heart. She said, Pastor, the old folks used to say this: God gonna get his money one way or the other.
Oh my.
Either you gonna pay your tithes or your car gonna keep breaking down. Either you gonna pay your tithe or something weird gonna happen to snatch that money that belonged to God. He gonna get his regardless.
Yeah.
So why not give it to him so you can be blessed with what he gonna get anyway?
That's right.
Absolutely.
I get excited. I'm gonna put out there a little bit. I get excited when I look at Sister Kanisha. Young lady, believe God. She one of the best tithers in the church. Consistent. I'm consistent. You can put a pin to Sister Kanisha. And I said, God, this is a little scary. I got excited a little bit though. I said, you know, God, this gonna mess a lot of people up when they see what God gonna do in Sister Kanisha's life. And I hope she got a clue, but if she didn't, I'm gonna give one tonight. All thing she gotta do is when stuff start happening, start telling people, Sister Kanisha, because I'm a tither. I'm letting you know. God get ready to do some stuff. You talking about this car, girl. Anyway, God get ready to do some stuff that's going to go beyond a car because you done caught a principle at 22 that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. So when God just blow your mind, money going to be second nature. Why? Because God can trust you with it. I ain't gonna put nobody else out there. I just wanted to put Sister Kanisha out there today. That was a good example of a young person's committed in tithing. But I'm gonna say this to all the tithers. So if you're a tither, you might want to get excited. That's why God gonna make sure you always got plenty of money. He gonna make sure you got plenty of money. This watch this listen, because he can trust you to give him what's his.
Yeah.
I'm excited for my millionaire status.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna with joy write checks for 100 grand.
Yes, sir.
That's easy. That's baseline. I'm rather trying to get to that 150, 175 range.
Yes, sir.
Pastor, what's all that money? I need to give a good offering.
Yeah. There you go.
Tithe that offering. Don't just, give God what's his. You're still robbing him. Put a little offering in there. Give him something more than the 3 cents you want to give him. You can't even eat a meal for 3 cents. Help me today, Jesus. All right, okay. All right, so tribulation is gonna come. Period. Point blank. Here it is. I gotta give us this because this got excited. We're teaching tonight again on it's in my response. We talked about God always being for us, all those things. Check this out right here. This is gonna be good. Deacon Wales, this is good for you to hear. You came in at a good time. I wish you were here in the beginning, but your wife caught it for you. And Deacon Wales, when you get a chance, just share with him what the Lord said out of her bucket because there's something in there for him too. Okay. After all those things, this is what we also got to do. It's in my response. We got to simply remember Jesus. All right, now I ain't gonna preach, but this is exciting stuff. I wish Brother Stoops was here. He need to hear this. Remember Jesus. We talking about it's in my response. So if it's in my response, and God told me to tell us tonight, we got to remember Jesus. That means we need to know how Jesus responded. Okay, so the Bible tells us this is in Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. But really, I'm looking at verse number 2. It says in Hebrews 12:2, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. So, Minister Black, God tells us that